I just have a couple of quick questions for you guys. Now that you've had a chance to hear Louisa, what's your takeaway from her message, and then also what were your impressions of the museum and sort of what that meant to you guys?
I thought her take on, well, not her take, but her aspect of what happened in the Holocaust is completely different from, like, that side of it. Like how, because that side is everything that happened during the Holocaust, right, and hers is kind of the aftermath of it, and how she like was in hiding for the first part of her life, and how she knew no other life, how like that was just normal to her.
Right.
And compared to out there was how everything just completely changed and the world basically shattered.
Yeah. What was your impression of the museum?
It's incredible. It's got way more information than I ever thought it would ever have. But yeah, it's really good. I really enjoyed it.
Now her message seems to be, that she survived and she didn't know any different, but she also didn't know sort of the history of what happened and the importance of speaking out and telling that story. Her parents kept it silent.
Yeah.
Is that also the message you guys were getting through the Asper Foundation program?
Yeah, I mean, even last Thursday at our last meeting, she told our like counselor person told jokes, and then she like really light Jewish jokes kind of thing, and then she told one that was pretty racist, and it just got it made you realize that you can't target a group about something that almost even isn't true. I mean, they're getting them for physical aspects, but it's a religion. It's not, they were born like that. You can't get mad at somebody for the way they were born.
Right. How about you? What was your impression?
What I thought is that Louisa had a really good opinion on what was going on, because you can't stay silent and you have to speak up for what happened, because if you don't talk about it, then nobody knows about it, and people need to know what happened during the Holocaust.
What was your impression of the museum?
I think it's a really good way to educate people, because so many people really don't know what happened. And my grandma was a survivor, and she wouldn't even talk about it. She was so scared because she'd lost her entire family. And it's great to have places like this, just so then people know and they get educated, because they need to know.
And was your family able to talk about it when you were growing up?
My dad was, and so was my mother, but my grandma, she wouldn't talk about it. She still had mannerisms. She'd always try and get everything done because she never knew when she got to do anything else, and she would always try and take food, and she'd put stuff in her pocket just because she didn't know when her next meal would be. I mean, people after the Holocaust, they don't know what's going to happen.
And did you understand why, when you were growing up, why your grandmother didn't talk, or why she did things that a certain way?
Well, yeah, I didn't know what was going on for most of the time, and then my parents explained to me. I mean, both of my grandparents were Holocaust survivors.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so confusing because you don't know why. And then once I found out, because I didn't even know, my parents didn't tell me half of the things. I mean, they don't keep things secret, but when you're a little kid, you don't exactly get to find out that 6 million people were killed.
Right. And where was your grandmother? Where did she live?
She lived in Poland.
And was she in hiding? Did she have a similar
She
story?
was in a concentration camp, and she had 8 family members before the Holocaust, and when it ended, she had 3 left, including her.
Right, so this is a very personal journey for you too, then. Yeah. Any other impressions that you have from the past couple of days? Did you just get here yesterday? Or,
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so this is your first full day.
Yeah.
Is there any specific impression from the museum? Anything stand out to you that you saw?
Well, I mean, I learned this. I was at a Houston memorial at the Houston Memorial in February. But the one thing I actually realized is that the Jews were hated upon even before the Holocaust. And I found it interesting. Well, which I learned here today was that Christianity is almost like a branch off of Judaism. But then it evolved and more people became, and then it started to hate on Judaism, even and there are people I'm not sure if there were popes, but there are people high up in the Christian world that didn't say very good things. I remember I read somewhere in the memorial that they blamed the Jews for the crucifixion of Jesus, and just stuff like that. It's incredible.
Now, did you guys know at all about the shooting here last year? That
I was completely unaware of just the fact that someone would stand up and do that, and that people would just still go to that length, because this year in Calgary, we had horrible vandalism in the community, and just, I mean, growing up like this in Calgary, you don't think a lot of those things would happen, but there are still people who do that. I mean, I get Jew jokes sometimes that I don't even know kids why they would do that. I mean, you don't know me like that, and you can't just say that. But the fact that something like that would happen here is just really scary.
What was your grandmother's name?
Faye.
Faye, F-A-Y?
E.
F-A-Y-E? Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.